What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I've been MIA. I was off the grid for about a week. You know, some things you gotta unplug, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta Anyway, yeah. And it was cool to unplug. Because, I mean, not a lot of stuff happened. I mean, just if you like step back a little bit from the console wars, gaming industry as a whole, pop culture, you smell the roses, you look at the sky and the cheapy chirp birds and stuff, touch grass as you will. You gain a couple of different perspectives and stuff. I say that to say I'm always going to be talking about video. Let's not get it twisted. I'm always going to be making the videos talk about video games, okay? Just because I'm missing in action for a week don't mean I went out of the country, that's why. And I was going to record a video, but I was like, I can't do it. Anyway, I'm back. And I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. But we're not talking about that because that's a whole nother, feels like it's adjacent to video games. Kind of, sort of. Kind of is, but it isn't. Okay, so let me do a tangent real quick before I get into the meat and the potatoes. So, like I said, saw Deadpool and Wolverine. It's a movie about Deadpool and Wolverine, pretty much. It was cool. It was more than cool. It got me hyped for Marvel Cinematic Universe movies again. That's what it fixed it. It put a big giant Band-Aid on it. It's funny. NSYNC is back. Listen, it's great, right? Then it had me thinking. Wolverine is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine / Logan, right? How is Insomniac, who are affected by the strike, the after SAG strike, the voice actors, they're affected by that, amongst other video game studios, specifically Insomniac, who are making Wolverine. So, besides that hurdle, how are they going to live up to the epic, legendary status that Hugh Jackman, even though he's really tall for Wolverine, I think he's 6'2" or something, or 6'5", he's tall. He's way too tall. He's like a foot taller than Wolverine should be. And then they did something in the movie about that. Anyway, I was thinking like, okay, Wolverine's hot right now. Deadpool and Wolverine's hot. If the Wolverine game came out right now, I don't think it would have that great of an impact because what they did with Deadpool and Wolverine, how it's basically a bloody buddy comedy, if you will, road trip thing. There's no way that they can replicate that in a video game. I don't care. And putting Wolverine in that light, just juxtaposed of Deadpool, they can't do it. They can't do it. Like that was, I would say, I'm thinking that Logan, that Wolverine is tied with the Logan Wolverine from the movie Logan. Pretty good. Anyway, all I'm saying is that Wolverine by Insomniac Games, by PlayStation Studios, whatever it's called, I don't have too much. I don't have too much confidence in that particular game, only because it's not Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about, just to stretch it as a warm-up, wanted to talk about was the ongoing state of PlayStation in general, specifically Concord, specifically looking back at the history of PlayStation's multiplayer / games as a service, if you will. It was multiplayer at first, but it morphed into what it is now. And I was thinking about it, right? And I was like, they have failed. PlayStation Studios has failed at games as a service / multiplayer games for decades. I know I've said that before because it just flows. I would say the only game that really kind of counts, but not really because it's more of a legacy game, the legacy title is Gran Turismo. Even that, I want the numbers on that. I don't want franchise numbers. I want Gran Turismo 7. How many people playing it right now? Blah, 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 blah. How much money is Gran Turismo 7 making in, reoccurring fees or whatever I don't know what they do. Car skins. I don't know what they're charging for on it. But look, Sony, this is what I realized. And I've always seen it like it's kind of slowly happening. But right now is the pinnacle point because Modern Warfare 3 dropped on Game Pass while I was away. I came back. I was like, oh shit, I got to download it. I downloaded it. I started it up. And like, check this. I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since Advanced Warfare. And I never finished it. The Kevin Spacey one before he got canceled, before he became the Creeper. And I never finished it. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Cool. So I started this one. And I was like, you know what? And this is supposed to be like the worst one in years. And I'm like, if this is the worst one in years, and I've missed all the years to where they were good, let's go. And so I'm watching it. I'm watching how they do their cutscenes and how it transitions seamlessly into, your first person player mode, and boom, you're on the level. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the mission. Then the camera gains control again, and it does a little cutscene, and it goes right back seamlessly, kind of like God of War, except first person, not third person. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I think I understand. I think I know that Activision, the Call of Duty. I don't know who was that. Sledgehammer who did Modern Warfare 3. I can't remember who did Modern Warfare 3. But anyway, and homegirl from The Boys is in it. Jack Quaid. That's the Dennis Quaid's son. Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. His girlfriend, who's she's in that, and she's really skinny in the game, but she's more voluptuous. She's not voluptuous. She's just less crackheadish. Anyway, so I'm playing it, right? And I've heard I think King said this as well, because he hadn't played a bunch of them either, the campaigns. And he said the same. He said this exactly what I was feeling. He has the same sentiment in that this game is good. This is what's up. No, it wasn't King. I'm sorry. It was Cognito, Low Cognito. And I'm in the same boat because I'm like, I haven't played the one since, again, Advanced Warfare. So I'm like, yo, this is good. All right, I get it. And so I'm like, yo, if this is the worst it's like almost ever been since, I guess, Ghost, then, yo, Sony's placed it. They, look, I mean, you can say doom and gloom all you want. You can blah, blah, blah. But look, step back, take your biases, put them in a little box, shove it over there in the corner. Don't look at that stuff, right? Look at what's happening in the industry right now. Look at what Sony's doing. Look at where they are. Look at what Xbox is doing. Look at where they are. Look at what they have to offer. Look at what they are going to have to offer within the next 24 months or so, right? There's no competition. Xbox destroys PlayStation in that respect. Now, you can sit there and say, well, PlayStation sold more consoles. It doesn't matter if you ain't got no games to play. Moving on, or something tangential to that, the PSN numbers for July came in, and it seems that there's been a 50% drop. Some say over 50% drop. Some say almost 50%. I don't know. Let's just say 50. 50% drop of PSN users in the month of July. That's bad. That's not good. You don't want to have zero. You want 0%. You want gainage. You don't want loss. 50% is a lot. That's crazy. And I'm like, what the heck is going on, right? Like, what? How is this happening, right? And I mean, it's pretty simple. Casuals run things. They run the market. They control the ebb and the flow. Not us, not the hardcore, not the, you know what I'm saying, not all the Gen, I mean, there are some Gen Xers or whatever, but for the most part, casual gamers control how the market moves, right? Because they're the people who are buying the most of stuff, whether it's games, consoles, whatever. So with the NCAA dropping, right, after 11 years, they say, yo, I need to get a next-gen console. Yo, what's the cheapest one? Yo, Xbox Series S. Boom. All sold out everywhere. I need to play this. I'll get an X. I don't care. Let's go. Boom. Right? Now, you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 dropping on Game Pass. It's like, oh, shoot. Let's go. What Microsoft is doing, and what Sony refuses to do and cannot do, but more so refuses to do, is, I mean, it's so blatantly obvious who is going to be the benefactor of their actions from now to the end of this generation, possibly beyond, depending on a few little things, like the SAG-AFTRA strike. I've heard conflicting reports or whatever, rumors, that it will not affect the GTA 6 production. Then I've heard it will affect the GTA 6 production. So I'm like, okay, so if it affects GTA 6, right? Okay, let's just pretend the rumors out there that it will, even though let's just say it won't, but it will maybe. The possibility is out there. Guess what Rockstar is going to do? They're going to say, we might as well delay it because, I mean, people think it's the SAG anyway strike, right? So let's go. We don't even know how the strike just started. We don't even know how long it's going to be. So if that happens, and I've heard Dirk Griggity say this, and did Sean say it? Sean might have said it too, but basically, if GTA 6 is delayed into 2026 and the PS5 Pro is supposed to come out this fall holiday, PlayStation has no... Look, we can say it flippantly. We can say PlayStation got no game. PlayStation got no game. We all know what it means. PlayStation has no games worth playing, or they literally have no first-party games for the foreseeable future. I don't think there's any release dates. Whatever, however you want to couch it. The fact that a lot of fanboys, which again doesn't matter what they say, but a lot of fanboys are like, oh my gosh, the PlayStation 5 Pro, when GTA 6 comes out, it's going to fly off the shelves. And I'm like, first, here's what's going to happen. I got my crystal balls in the back, and I polished it. I said, beep, boop, boop, boop. And it said, yeah. And I said, okay, cool. And so this is what it said to me. It said, only hardcore people, ponies mostly, and donkey unicorns will buy the PlayStation 5 Pro because A, it's useless. B, 1728? Really? 1728p. Are you serious? That's what game was that? They said, it was No Man's Sky, right? It's like, oh yeah, it could go from, I forgot what it was, 1440p, I think, up to 1720. I'm like, what, huh? How? Okay. How is this a PlayStation 5 Pro has double the CUs, graphical CUs or whatever, just like the PlayStation 4 Pro, right? And it's only jumping from 1440 to 17. What? It's not even 4K. And they talk about 8K? What? Come on, man. I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, I mean, the only thing the PlayStation 5 Pro had going for it was, oh, it's going to be powerful and play this game. Nobody cares. Casuals know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, oh, snap, I can't play that on my old PlayStation 4. What can I play it on? What's the cheapest console I could play it on? Xbox Series S. And they're going to go get it, they're going to cop it, and they're going to play GTA 6. That's it. The stealth, hidden, genius strategy that Xbox has been just pushing along, like, let's go. Everybody's dogging it and poo-pooing it, and the devs are trying to be like, oh, this piece of crap holding the generation back, without realizing the giant mass that makes up most of their customers would buy the cheaper console because they don't care about how easy it is to make this, that, and the third for whatever box. They don't care. If it's on the cheaper console, guess what they're going to get? They're going to go buy the cheaper console, and they're not going to think twice about how hard it was for you to conjugate it to the lower spec. I mean, I know conjugate isn't the right word, but you know what I'm saying. It is truly astounding, amazing. It's like, and it's happening in front of our eyes. And it's like a lot of people just kind of go on a point like, oh, Xbox is the lead third party. They're going to be third party. Like, you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not seeing the bigger, grander scheme, the business of what they're trying to set up. Like I said, they're playing 69D chess. PlayStation's playing, they're still playing checkers. And I'm like, look, I mean, you look at everything they're doing. Concord, I listened to like 3 different podcasts today, and 3 different podcasts say Concord is going to fail. And these 3 different podcasts also went and listened to Ponies and Donkey Unicorn saying, what the hell is this? What is this Concord? This is why? And I'm looking at Concord and I'm like, if you step back, you look at it objectively, you look at all the hero shooters objectively, Concord is not your first choice, period. And it's not even out yet, and it's a failure. And that has been echoed in the echo chamber of video game industry, whatever you want to call it. I've not heard anyone say, oh my gosh, Concord is so cool, I'm gonna play it. No. They say, even Paris Lee said, yeah, you should delay it. You should make it free to play. You should do like fixing the game on Twitter. I'm like, you know your game sucks when someone like Paris, because Paris is not like, he's not like a vindictive type. People call him a shill or whatever because he got a yellow chair. Who cares? He's a smart dude. He has common sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'll listen to Paris. I don't agree with him 100%. But when he says something like that, I'm like, yeah, that would make sense, but that's not their plan. That's not Sony's plan. That's not PlayStation's plan. PlayStation is still trying to milk y'all donkey unicorns and you ponies for all your dollars and all your cents. I mean, they got all your cents because you got no sense, but they're getting your dollars, and y'all are gonna sit there and bend over and take it and chill it out. $40 for that. You wonder why there's only 2,388 people playing it open beta. Okay, here's the thing. How many people are on PSN? They like, 150 million people on PSN, right? I'm like, okay, well, let's round it down to 100 million. Easy math, right? How do you have 70, 20, it doesn't matter what million you put in the number and million, 2,388 out of the millions of potential PSN people who could play it for free. Only 2,300 people played it. Come on, son. That's worse. That's positive failing. It's so bad. Those numbers are so bad. Redfall did better than that. And Redfall was paid. So, oh my God. Look, we don't have to beat the dead pony because it's dead already. It's launching on life support. It's in the coma. It's already set. It's on the glue truck, headed to the glue factory before it's released. It's not even gonna make it. Yeah. Whew, that's rough. That's a super fail. Last thing, I was listening to Dirt, and he was talking about how Jay Wood did a video on how Jim Ryan destroyed PlayStation. Basically, his reign totally messed up. And I've been saying this, from the jump. Like ever since he said we believe in generations, and then he just like went back and he's trying to charge $10, going back on his word, doing this and that and the third, lying, trying to block the deal. We don't care. We don't want you to have that deal. We're not trying to make a deal. But just everything that he was doing, everything that he was saying, it was bad for business. As far as the video game, the whole industry, it was bad for, right? And that's the main problem I had with Jim Ryan. And he did no favors for PlayStation. Look at the state of PlayStation right now. Whose fault is that? Don't say it's Game Pass's fault, because I'll smack you through the internet. Come on, son. Come on, Colin. Colin Moriarty is another dummy. Listen, he's intelligent, but I question my faith in his intelligence when he says stuff like Game Pass is not feasible, it can't sustain, it's unsustainable, blah, 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 right? That's the gist of it. He said that. in one of his recent, a month ago, whatever it was, right? And then we get the numbers for PSN for July, 50% gone. And I'm like, well, is he going to say anything about that? Listen, I don't watch his show because I don't feel like listening to his blah, blah, blah for 3 hours or 4 hours or however long it is. I'm like, look, I'll listen to Xbox. I'll listen to Rand and Jez every time before I listen to Colin and crew. Because I'm just like, nope, I can't. Like, if Jaffe's on, maybe because it's Jaffe, but I can't. I mean, if it's something other than video games, then maybe I could listen to Colin, but not video. He's too much of a pony. He is the king donkey unicorn, and his blind fandom is blinding his intelligence and making him say stupid things that he knows are dumb. And yes, it helps his bottom line. He's got to pay his boys, but at the same time, it's just blatantly not true. And he's been saying, oh, PlayStation, Game Pass is unsustainable. That's why they had to change it. They changed it because they spent $70 billion on Activision Blizzard King. So it's like, okay, we spent all this money. We're going to put these games in Game Pass. Something has to give. We got to get a little bit of return on the Game Pass inclusion of these titles. But it makes sense. So if they didn't buy ABK, then they probably wouldn't have to raise the price. But, it's part of when you're getting stuff in a service, you got to pay a little more. Like, you go to Netflix, right? If you get the lower tier, you get, you don't get the 4K. You want 4K? You want the good stuff, huh? You want no ads? You're going to pay more. You want the Call of Duties? You want all that stuff? You're going to pay more. I mean, they're not giving you a choice whether or not you want the Call of Duties, but the fact that they're including it increases the value, increases the price. Simple. And it's not even like it's a lot of more money, and it's barely more than PlayStation Plus. And PlayStation Plus sucks. I'm gonna just be real. It's like whatever. Y'all could tout that y'all have more games, but it's just a lot of this hot trash garbage that nobody want to play. Remember Jim Ryan said that? Anyway, it's good to be back. Working on music. Yes, I am. And I'll keep y'all guys up to date. I'm trying to get a song done for August. Yes. So look out for that. And I appreciate y'all most definitely. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about, it's just kind of everything. Like what's so, like the thing about, thing about PlayStation and where they're at now, and Xbox where they're at now, is exactly the same thing that happened at the end of the 360 PS3 generation, going into that next generation, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. The beginning of that generation is happening right now. I would say the jump off was Modern Warfare 3 going into Game Pass. The real jump off is going to be Black Ops 6 going into Game Pass. And it's the exact opposite. PlayStation is in the same position that Xbox was back then, because, not really, because Xbox actually had games and PlayStation didn't, but then PlayStation ramped it up and had games. You see what's happening now? PlayStation has 0 games. Xbox has all the games. Everybody wants it. Everybody's trying to get Xboxes to play certain games. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I appreciate, and I hit y'all on it's the way